This is not a test. This is rock and roll.
I wake up every morning in a bed that's too small, drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive, and then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning. Welcome into the Morning App on this lovely, lovely Wednesday morning. I'm here with Josh, Howie, Taylor, and myself, Kristen. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, starting with something very important we're all going to have to go through at some point in our lives, relatively soon for the majority of us.
Yes.
Job interviews.
You have an interview today.
You have job interviews?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you not doing internships or anything like that?
No, I am.
That's good.
Already got it. Already crushed it.
Look at you go.
But you had an interview for it, didn't you?
Yeah.
So for
Okay,
future interviews,
okay.
Josh, he always wants to be devil's advocate
Yeah,
all the time.
seriously.
And I
Come
crushed
on.
it.
I think that interviews are always... So for me, I love conversating with people. I love just talking to people and stuff like that. So I think I would be good at job interviews, but I'm actually not.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see you doing really well. I know, like, at conferences and stuff from the past, like, you don't like going out of your way sometimes. It just doesn't feel natural, which I think is so important for you to stay to your natural ability. So I feel like you'd be really good at interviews.
Yeah, you're a better person to talk to one-on-one than
You
like
know,
when you're in a
yeah.
mass group of people. Because
Instead
you
of, like-
thrive on one-on-one.
Yeah.
Let me clear it up. Kristen is a great interview taker. The only problem is she comes out thinking that she did a terrible job. She thinks that she did awful in every single thing she does.
That's probably
Which is not true at all. Look at
Yeah.
She's like, but he said thank you, not thank you. Like, she comes out and she's like, well, what does that
Overthinks it
mean,
all.
that inflection? And I'm like, Kristen, you did good.
Okay, let's be honest. We all know that I worry the most out of everybody put together here. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to job interviews. You need to make that good first impression. But 850 hiring managers find that they agree on one thing that can completely turn the job away from you.
And what's that?
Oh, boy.
Showing up late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you show up late to an interview, you're not getting that job because that shows them that you
Your work
aren't
ethic.
reliable, your work ethic, you're not on time. So be there on time.
98% of hiring managers say they probably won't even give you a chance, or your chance has at least been infected hard.
What if you have a good excuse like my dog ain't my resume?
I
See
mean,
what I did there?
it's a really unfortunate situation if you are late and it is a genuine excuse.
At that point, you should have your resume on your email, so that way you're not late because your dog ate it.
Well, you want a paper copy.
Yeah,
You print out a nice,
I bring a paper copy.
paper
to
copy
interviews.
and your dog
Well,
just
I
was
know, but
hungry.
at that point, I wouldn't be late because of a paper copy.
Yeah.
I would just simply be like, look, my dog ate my homework, but I'm not late. It's on my phone. You know?
True.
Yeah, you're right. Or bring
I
like
would
the
rather
bit.
not be late and
Yeah.
not have a resume than be late and
Oh yeah.
still not have a resume.
I think in our department specifically, we have learned to have a backup
Yeah.
for absolutely everything, because something will go wrong.
Yeah, I've always been taught that to be early is on time, to be on time is late, and to be late, don't even bother coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Ooh.
You know?
I like to give myself, and it's awkward, but even if I have to sit in the parking lot for 20 minutes and just relax and chill on my phone in my car or whatever, at least I know I'm there. And the only thing stopping me is me walking to the door.
Yep.
And honestly, sometimes if you get to an interview early, I've noticed that other people will talk to you, which helps a lot, because if you get in a good conversation with someone else for 10 minutes before your interview, it relaxes you.
Yeah.
It helps you see the environment where you might be working, but also you have other people who can vouch for you. You know, if you see someone and you're really nice and you have a good 2-minute conversation, they know nothing about you, but they do know you're personable. You're somebody who seems willing to do anything to have this job, and you seem respectable. I think that says a lot about who you are.
Yeah.
And really helps you get the job.
I always talk to like whoever's working at the front desk at the
Yeah.
time. It's always relaxing,
The
and
HR
they're
ladies.
usually like, "Are you nervous?" And you're like, "Yes."
They were like, you're going to kill it. You're great.
Some other things that could really turn away a hiring manager is whining. whining about anything, really. Just don't be a complainer. Don't whine about anything, even if it's the weather and you're trying to make small talk. Just try to see the positives and stuff because that's going to come off as negative, which is going to come off as your overall impression, even though it's not. Lack of preparation. And this one I think is super important. And I mean, we have seen it from time to time, but bad mouthing a former boss or a former company. Never, ever, ever do you want to do that.
Yeah.
Even if it's very well known that that company is not a great company to work for, or, you know, you both know that person and you know, you're in agreement that they probably aren't the best to work for. Don't be professional, and you know, you can have a neutral opinion, but you don't have to badmouth anybody.
Yeah, that's basically gossiping before you even get the job. So that's not going to be a good impression at all.
Yeah, once you get the job, then you can badmouth them. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what I took away. Well, with interviewing, there's also, other than just the words that come out and how you're dressed, you have body language. And I have the 10 biggest body language issues in an interview that'll help you not get the job. 68% of people said failure to make eye contact.
Failure to make eye contact.
Yeah,
Yep, that's pretty important.
And I don't know, sometimes when I'm talking, I'm thinking of what I'm trying to say, so I'm kind of looking off in the distance as well, like trying to come up with that dramatic, like deep, like conversation. I'm just looking off like, in the distance, but I should be looking at their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just natural to look to the left or the right side of your brain when you're searching for information, but you know, once you have gathered that, or oftentimes I don't make eye contact while I'm answering, but then during my close or my follow-up, I kind of try to make eye contact because it's just natural for you, because that's literally a biological thing that you are doing, is looking somewhere for that information. And that's what it really is. Yeah. So like if you turn your eyes to the left, it's like you're using this side of your brain or whatever. But if you just follow up with eye contact, or even in your questions or when they're asking you, maintain that eye contact, that's key.
Yeah.
I do know there's some people that have like issues. Like they just naturally look up when they talk to somebody.
I get that, yeah.
And I'm curious if that ever affects, because that's, I think, something naturally that some people just do. So I feel like they'll understand if you intentionally are looking away or looking at somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make sure you dramatically pause, look them in the eye, and then go back to talking.
I want that job.
All right, 38% said failure to smile. And which is kind of hard, I feel like, because you're trying to be serious, you're trying to like answer the question, and it's hard to be like personal unless you like start talking about something you actually are interested in and stuff, which hopefully is a job. But if you're just there getting a, I don't know, low-paying job that you have to get because you need money, it might be hard to be smiling and personable.
I don't know. I think that even if you don't want to be serious all the time, and even if they are asking you serious questions, this is a chance, this is a very short window for you to show your personality. So even if you have to, you know, you're going on this route, but then you just smile a little bit and you're talking about something, it even comes across in your voice, you know? So it's not even like that you have to find something that makes you smile. Just, you know, kind of go a positive route, give them a little smile and show them your shiny teeth and they'll hire you.
So if you're keeping track at home, dramatically pause and look them in the eye and then creepily smile at them.
Please do not take notes from Josh.
Yes, listen to Josh at all times.
No, never listen to Josh.
Okay, 36% playing with something on the table. That's bad.
That's bad.
That's bad.
And even I like to like mess with anything that's around me at all. Not that you guys would know this because I never do that with you guys, but I always have to be doing something. So that one, and then 32% fidgeting too much in his or her seat.
Yeah, which is hard if you're nervous, but honestly, and my dad taught me this a long time ago, it's crazy. You wouldn't believe it. You just have to take a deep breath. And nobody does it. Nobody sits there and physically takes a deep breath, but it really does. It calms about 30% of my nerves, which isn't a whole lot, but it still helps a little. And that might help with the little fidgeting or just the little things that might not get you that job. Is literally just sit there before you go in, and you have to physically take a deep breath. Nobody does it, but it helps.
Yeah.
Okay, rounding out the list, bad posture at 31%. I'm not sure these percentages add up, but that's okay. This is from a survey taken.
Math major.
Bad posture, 31% said it. Crossing their arms over their chest, because that shows you're not really open for business.
I get that one. I really do. But I do that when I'm cold. And I'm cold all the time.
Bring a jacket. I think you look very angry if you're crossing your arms and not open.
But even not in a job interview. People will be like, why are you mad? I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm comfortable. I'm cold. I'm just crossing my arms, you know? Don't read too much into it. But people do. People really do.
Yeah.
And then the absolute hardest one. Handshake is too weak. Handshake is too strong.
Weak handshake, man. That's it. That's over for you.
You know what's the worst
wrong.
is when the employer has a weak handshake.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm not trying to be too
Yes.
hard on you, but you are
Yes.
so not a good
I give everybody
shaker
a
right
nice,
now.
firm handshake. And so if he gives me a weak one, I'm going to be like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
No, but it's so true, especially, and I hate to say it, but especially some, maybe older women in the industry, they haven't really
Very
gotten that.
dainty,
Yeah, they
yeah.
haven't gotten their firm, independent woman handshake yet.
And it's not like, and some people are like, firm, no, that's hard. I'm like, there's a good in between.
Yeah.
Yes.
There really is.
I
And it's very easy to find.
I think that I definitely overcompensated for a few times because I got some looks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, if I shook somebody's hand really hard, they would look down at the hand and I'd be like, ooh,
Like,
sorry.
oh, I'm not ready for that one.
Yeah, that's another thing Kristen does when she comes out in the interview. I think I shook his hand too hard /week. And it's just like, Kristen, you got the job. Stop worrying about it.
I will always be a worrywart. But coming up on the morning app, we will be talking about pizzas. Who doesn't want to talk about that at 8 a.m.? And my favorite Easter treat, Peeps. Stay tuned.
Where the scissors at?
Where's the tape?
I don't know. You had it. No, I didn't. Guys, what are you doing?
You said sports rap. We're wrapping up presents for sports teams, right?
No, I meant Sports Rap, the sports talk show on 90.5 WASU that airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 6, where we recap the biggest sports games and news from the week.
What did you say?
Well, what are you rapping?
Oh, I'm just getting Tom Brady to play football. Maybe you can catch this.
I'm just wrapping up LeBron's career in Cleveland and sending Isaiah Thomas a no-trade clause.
And I'm getting a choking hazard label for the Indians, Dodgers, and the Falcons. You think Dan Quinn will like this?
Come on, guys, time for actual sports rap.
Falcons, Dodgers.
My name is Maggie Harper, and I host the App 1800, a podcast featuring the current events in Boone that you care about. Listen every Monday at 9 a.m. on 90.5 WASU, after the morning app.
What time is it? I need to get up. I gotta go for the show.
It's time for the morning app.
Welcome into the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
How you guys doing this morning?
You can listen worldwide at WASUradio.com, live on App TV, or with the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, Howie.
Oh, hey, Kristen, how are you? So what's going on? What music you listen to right now?
Man, Howie, I don't know. I can't find any good music anymore.
Well, guess what? I host a show on WASU.
You do?
Yeah, it's called The Rollout. Do you like top 40 music?
Of course I do.
Well, guess what? I have your fix. I have the songs that are coming up on the charts. I have the next breakout artists and the songs you want to hear again and again.
That sounds great. When was it again?
It's going to be Wednesdays at 7 on 90.5 WASU or WASUradio.com.
The Rollout.
Listen to The Rollout every Wednesday at 7 on 90.5 WASU.
What's up, guys? Here on App TV, the A Game is the only place where you can see highlights and updates on everything App State sports. I'm Braxton Critcher.
And I'm Ashley Smith, co-host of the A Game, where each and every Monday at 9 p.m. you can find the best coverage of all your favorite Mountaineer teams and in-depth reporting from the sidelines.
That also includes athlete interviews, a player of the week, and a chance for students to get involved with the Q&A game.
So join us each Monday on App TV for App State's only sports TV show.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning. I actually had to skip breakfast this morning, and so this topic on Peeps and pizza is about to make me starving.
Oh my goodness. Talking about pizza at 8:16 in the morning.
But I'm okay with it.
Sorry to get your tummy rumbling, but we're going to be talking about regional pizzas that you need to try. So you ever been to, different cities and have tried their pizza? Like you're from Chicago, Kristen, so I know you've definitely had some Chicago pizza.
No way, you never talk about that.
Yeah, talk about it. Tell us about the pizza.
Well, if you haven't had Chicago deep dish, have you lived? Truly, I would say no.
No, because there's nowhere to get it around
There's nowhere
here.
to get good deep dish around here. That's facts. We've yet to find an amazing place, but if you are ever in Illinois, you must get pizza. I'm from a town where we pride ourselves on our pizza and our Chicago-style hot dogs. So.
And loving the Cubs.
And loving go Cubs. Go Cubs.
Amazing. New York, of course, is definitely like the most known spot to get pizza. But there's some other places you might not have heard of. There's a pizza called New Haven Pizza. This is from Connecticut. And this Connecticut-style pie is known for its thin, charred crust. And it's usually on the drier side. And if you want mozzarella, you have to ask for it. Yeah. It's considered a topping. So.
That sounds like something that I would never try. If you have to ask for cheese, don't bother.
Yeah,
you have to ask for mozzarella.
Then?
That's crazy. And it's available at a restaurant called White Pie, which is actually in Denver. So, yeah. So it's in Denver and also in Connecticut, too. So, but it's Connecticut-style pizza.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. I don't know how that happened, but going on from that, Detroit. This is a rectangular pizza. They're known for their crunchy, caramelized cheese-coated crust.
Oh,
that sounds
wonderful.
Pretty good, right? And they're usually made with toppings on I don't even know how to really do it. Bottom first, basically, for toppings. And it's also followed by Wisconsin brick cheese, and it's streaked with tomato sauce. So.
That's interesting because Chicago's pizza often will have the toppings on the bottom too, and then do the layer of cheese over top to seal it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's the way it should be.
You think so?
I'm a fan of that.
It's not bad. It's weird, but it's not bad.
It's adjustments. Coming to North Carolina and toppings are on top of the cheese, right?
It's just a giant surprise because you just see cheese and you don't know what's under, and then you take a bite, you're like, oh my goodness.
I didn't order the anchovies.
Well, you gotta check.
I've honestly never had Chicago pizza. I don't know if I would like it or not. I don't think I would.
I think you would. If you go with me one day, when we're older, we'll go to Chicago and I will take you guys all out for pizza.
Yes.
I'm down.
Yay, this
Are you
weekend.
buying?
Yeah, I was going to say, you pay?
I'm taking you out, so yeah.
Yes.
This is years down the road, though. Don't get your hopes up.
Oh, come on, man. Don't do that
forget,
to me.
Okay?
Well, you can try the Detroit pizza at Emmy Squared, which is in Nashville and in New York. So, two places to check that out there. Another one's called The Bar. This style has a thinnest cracker-like crust. It's topped with very unfancy toppings. I don't really know what that means.
No. It sounds bad.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. It was originally served in bars, so patrons would stay in their seats and keep drinking at the bar.
I didn't say interesting. I said it sounds bad.
I said it sounds interesting to me, at least.
It sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Why do you think it sounds bad? What about it?
Cracker.
The thin crust, I'm not a fan of.
Love thin crust.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like you'll pick it up and it'll just snap, and then you got a limp piece of pizza.
Ew. Ew, that's so gross.
Oh my goodness, I can't unsee that now. Number 4 on this list is Al Taglio. It's a Roman pizza. It means pizza by the cut. And this long, doughy pizza gets cut with scissors and is sold in regular pieces by weight and reheated.
Oh, I'd be down for that. That sounds cool. Except for the whole reheated part.
Yeah, I want it to be fresh, right out the oven. And it's actually a restaurant called Bonsi in Chicago. So.
Oh, no wonder I would like it.
It sounds a little Chicago for you, doesn't it? Another one for you is Romana Tonda. These pies have a cracker crunch, thin crust. And it's in New York, in Martina.
Of course it's in New York. Do you guys fold your pizza?
No.
Nope.
Good.
Nope.
You
I
lose
eat
all
it
the
from
flavors.
the end, go all the way in.
Yep.
I actually was doing a project on a pizza place up here, and I found out that there's a Miami-style pizza.
That sounds good. Anything from Miami, right?
No. They said that the Miami-style pizza was Miami-style because ketchup is used as the red sauce.
Never mind.
Yeah, no, I was so disgusted. I was like, no way.
Now, I've been told I eat pizza a little weird. Sometimes I'll eat the beginning part of the triangle, like normal. But then I'll immediately switch around to a corner of the opposite side of the crust and eat that, and then I'll eat the opposite corner.
And then you leave like a little piece in the center?
Yeah, like, because I want the crust and the cheese at the same time, but if you just start from the tip of the pie,
you end up
the
with
pizza,
crust with nothing.
yeah, with just the crust. That's why I eat the, point, and then I'll go crust, and then just work my way that way.
No, that's why you eat all this good toppings and stuff, and then you leave the crust for ranch dressing.
Of course you
What?
eat a pizza wrong.
I didn't think I was wrong.
That's wrong.
Why?
So wrong.
I get the
Nobody eats
cheese
a pizza
and the
like
crust.
that. No.
You need the sauce, man. Get
You know
some
what?
sauce.
I don't want the sauce.
I do dip my crust in marinara, but not ranch, because that's a southern thing.
I
to
dip
do.
I'll dip the whole pizza in ranch.
That's a southern thing, for sure.
I
Guarantee it.
also like rolling it up like a burrito.
Okay.
Because
We'll
then
stop
you,
there.
because then you really do get the crust with all the toppings
See,
and cheese.
that would be folding your pizza, though.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything.
So I was interesting though, because I didn't hear Hawaiian pizza on that list.
Yeah, it was not on the list. New York Neapolitan pizza and Grandma pizza were on it.
Grandma pizza. I think that Hawaiian pizza. Bless you. There's a first for everything. It's fine. I was surprised that Hawaiian pizza wasn't on there though, because that is my personal favorite. I mean, it's right up there with Chicago deep dish.
Pineapple does not.
We're not
need
getting
to be
into
on
this.
That
pizza.
is
We don't need to get into
facts.
this.
Nope, muting mics now.
Salty, salty, and my sweet, sweet. Don't be combining the two.
Let them know.
Well, if you guys have been to any grocery store across America recently, Peeps have made their way onto the shelves. They're everywhere. I probably have had 5 to 10 packages at this point of Peeps.
What?
No, that's
What's a Peep?
This blows my mind. How do you not know what a Peep is? Because everybody either loves them or hates them.
Yeah, and they know from their childhood how they feel about
See,
it.
when I hear Peeps, I'm like, those are my peeps. You my peeps.
gosh.
Like I got
Stop.
peeps. Like people. Peeps.
You are
These
the
are my
worst.
No?
No.
No, man.
Because I like my peeps.
Okay.
Where did
Well.
you grow up?
He's such a
Did you
dad.
not ever see a Peep as a child and was like, oh, that looks yummy, and then tried it?
No.
They're
Your parents
not.
never got you a Peep.
No, because they look disgusting.
Okay, my parents were definitely against Peep culture. They're like, no.
But you had friends who had Peeps.
I think probably.
You know, like Peeps are everywhere around Easter time.
Yeah.
I might be against him because I watched the TV show Malcolm in the Middle when I was little, and one episode was that a guy could could digest 100 peeps in one sitting, and they were arguing that if you do this, you wouldn't be able to because the peeps expand once they get in your body.
They don't. They shrink.
It's a marshmallow.
No,
They
yeah.
expand the signs of it.
When like a marshmallow or something gets like soaked in saliva, it's
I think
going to
melt.
Yeah.
I think they expand from what that TV show and those
Honestly,
shows are.
Josh, you should look it up.
I will.
I eat a
Google
lot
it.
of Peeps, and I really don't think they expand.
But do you eat 100 of them?
I mean, we could try it.
No.
You want to know the honest truth? I'll buy a package of Peeps every Easter, but I usually only eat one.
What? I eat the whole row.
They're not good.
I like one, but after one, it's too sweet for me.
I seriously eat the whole row of 5 Peeps.
How do you even eat one?
I am addicted to sugar. I don't know.
I'm not like a big sugar fan, but I do like one. I like one, and that's the max I can do. Same with Reese cups.
Yeah, that's
I can
fine.
only
Just
have one.
give your leftovers to me. Throw
Yeah,
'em this
I'm
way.
a great sweet person partner.
So if you haven't figured out what Peeps are yet, though, they are the marshmallowy, sugar-coated bird treats. They're like usually yellow, but now they have mystery flavors.
They have pink
and blue and all those. But this is right up my alley because it combines 2 of my favorite things in this world: beer and Peeps. Beer made with Peeps.
What?
I want to vomit.
That actually sounds
God,
wonderful.
that sounds disgusting. Are you kidding me? First of all, Peeps are nasty, and you're gonna combine it with beer?
Oh my
No,
God, Howie.
that's a recipe for disaster.
I want to try this
I do
so bad. A Texas brewery is making a beer that contains everybody's favorite Easter time marshmallow treats. It's called the Collective Brewing Project. And basically, it tastes like Peeps in some shape or form. They got the fermentation process with the beer to taste like Peeps. And
Interesting.
yeah, I think it's worth a try.
No.
I got to go to
I
Texas
wonder if
now.
it's like an IPA or a porter or
Well,
how strong it is.
if it's a sweet beer, my guess is it's a stout.
Okay.
Because those tend to be, I
Yeah,
feel like, a little bit more
yeah.
sweeter. but
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't know. It's just it was done by a local brewery in Texas and is now served at a local bar. But it's making
can't get it up
headlines. No, we can't. But maybe soon.
We'll have to call our friend in Texas and see if she can try it for us.
There you go.
Look, she knows.
Shout out.
All right,
Alicia.
first off, couple of things. One, if they do make that Peep beer, which I guess
Which
they
they
did,
did.
the container should be in the shape of a peep. Two, I'm not alone in my thinking because Yahoo Answers, a guy did ask the question, do Peeps expand because of the Malcolm in the Middle episode? Yes, they do not expand. You are correct.
Yes.
So you could eat 100 Peeps at one time without them expanding.
I love hearing I'm correct.
But
It's a good feeling.
it's a great episode. On the other side of the break, we have Would You Rather here on the Morning App.
Where the scissors at?
Where's the tape?
I don't know. You had it.
No, I didn't.
Guys, what are you doing?
You said sports rap. We're repping up presents for sports teams, right?
No, I meant Sports Rap, the sports talk show on 90.5 WASU that airs every Tuesday, Thursday at 6, where we recap the biggest sports games and news from the week.
What did you say?
Well, what are you rapping?
Oh, I'm just getting Tom Brady up to play football. Maybe we can catch this. I'm just wrapping up LeBron's career in Cleveland and sending Isaiah Thomas a no-trade clause.
And I'm getting a choking hazard label for the Indians, Dodgers, and the Falcons. You think Dan Quinn will like this?
Come on, guys, time for actual sports rap.
Falcons, Dodgers.
My name is Maggie Harper, and I host the App 1800, a podcast featuring the current events in Boone that you care about. Listen every Monday at 9 a.m. on 90.5 WASU, after the Morning App.
What time is it? I need to get up. I need to go for the show.
It's time for the morning app.
Welcome into the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
How you guys doing this morning?
You can listen worldwide at WASUradio.com, live on App TV, or with the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, Howie.
Oh, hey, Kristen, how are you? So what's going on? What music you listen to right now?
Man, Howie, I don't know. I can't find any good music anymore.
Well, guess what? I host a show on WASU.
You do?
Yeah, it's called The Rollout. Do you like top 40 music?
Of course I do.
Well, guess what? I have your fix. I have the songs that are coming up on the charts. I have the next breakout artists and the songs you want to hear again and again.
That sounds great. When was it again?
It's going to be Wednesdays at 7 on 90.5 WASU or WASUradio.com.
The rollout.
Listen to The Rollout every Wednesday at 7 on 90.5 WASU.
What's up, guys? Here on App TV, the A Game is the only place where you can see highlights and updates on everything App State sports. I'm Braxton Critcher.
And I'm Ashley Smith, co-host of the A Game, where each and every Monday at 9 p.m. you can find the best coverage of all your favorite Mountaineer teams and in-depth reporting from the sidelines.
That also includes athlete interviews, a player of the week, and a chance for students to get involved with the Q&A game.
So join us each Monday on App TV for App State's only sports TV show.
on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
90.5 WASU. It is 8:33 on this lovely Wednesday morning. And Taylor Ann, what is the weather going to be like?
So it's looking like things are warming up for us this week. Today's high is 65 and low 51.
Oh.
It says it's going to be pretty cloudy all day, but it's going to be warmer. So I'm not going to lie, I'm a little sad because I really, really, really want to take pictures in the snow. And every snow day we've had, not one person could help me.
I could have helped you. You did
your boyfriend.
not ask.
Oh.
You did your boyfriend.
He takes great photos.
I don't want to be third wheeling over there.
Why? Third wheeling's the best. You just inject yourself into every
Well, I also
situation.
didn't know if you could get to campus if it's snow.
Yeah. A few of the snow days we've actually had have been good opportunities to take pictures because the roads haven't been too bad, and you know my boyfriend, so you want to be third wheeling.
I know. The last snow day was perfect to take it, and I even got everything together and ready to do it. And my roommate said she'd help me, and she never came home.
Oh, no.
And my boyfriend has, like, his major exam on Friday for his master's degree, and so he couldn't help me because he was studying. And I didn't know who else to call. It was so sad. I was so sad. I was like, this is perfect.
It's fine, though, because you know what? We can be done with the snow. I can leave that behind. I'm ready for warm weather. However, you say you're done with snow, but we live in Boone, and it has snowed in April before, so knock on wood.
I want just one more snow day. That's all I'm asking. One more snow day.
I mean, I'll take it.
And I'm calling you next time.
Okay. Would you rather be a bowling champion or a curling champion?
Curling.
Yes, thank you.
Wait, what'd you say, curling?
Bowling or curling?
I will say bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because curling. Okay, yes, curling's an Olympic sport, which would be really cool. But at the same time, if you're a bowling champion, you're always in bowling tournaments. You can make money. Curling, you do it like once every 4 years.
No,
Really.
they have a curling community. Keep up.
But like, you don't really get money from it though.
I'm sure you do.
Not a lot.
If you are our champion of curling, yes, you will get money. If you're a champion of anything.
Get more money, though, from being a champion of bowling.
I think you would get more money.
That's the only reason.
Wow,
I think
Howie.
so.
Wow, way to take the money over just the passion.
And plus, I suck at bowling, and like I've at least tried bowling, and I want to get good at it.
Same. I always have to have the guards up, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a gutter ball every time.
See, at curling, though, at least I know I haven't tried it, so I'm going to be awful.
Yeah.
But bowling, I've tried and I'm bad, but I'll keep working at it. You know.
Yeah.
I would go curling because I just love being at a rink. So.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I want to sweep. I want to be those cool sweepers, and then also.
You want to be a janitor, man?
Well, I mean, I
Hey,
really
let
don't know
him
what they're
pursue
called.
his dreams,
Yeah.
janitor or not.
Yeah. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Would you rather give up all drinks except for water, or give up eating anything that was cooked in an oven?
Ooh.
I would do. I would only drink water.
Yeah, I'm not giving up that.
That means you
oven
give up
cooking.
alcohol.
That's fine. That's healthy.
To be honest, we're all
I'd be
thinking
Call me
it.
AA.
That's healthy.
We're all thinking it.
That was my only downfall. But I love food way more.
Yeah, oven food.
I would say
Casseroles?
drinks too, but that's because I bake a lot, so I bake brownies probably. I bake a batch of brownies every single week, and I eat the whole tray.
Kristen.
So I'm gonna go with I would only drink water.
I bake brownies. That's why.
Oh.
That's the real reason.
I'm serious.
Bake is a loose term. No, I'm sorry. Your brownies and croissants at Friendsgiving was good.
Thank you. I mean, I use the powdered mix already. It's very hard for me to mess that up.
Did you burn the brownies? though?
Yes.
That was one time.
Can you burn brownies?
Yes.
She did it.
It was one time.
Oh
It
my
happens.
goodness.
And you know what I do now? You know what I do now?
Just don't cook them at all.
You want undercook them?
I undercook them because then they're also a little bit battery. which
Yeah,
is
no, I
good.
love
No,
some gooey
no.
brownies. That's my favorite.
Oh,
Yep.
man. See, for that one, I guess I'd have to go with them on the water only because food is really good. I like having home cooked meals, so I think I couldn't give that up.
Think about it. Like, literally anything you make for dinner or desserts, you wouldn't be able to have.
No, that's not necessarily true.
I mean, you'd only be able to have stove food.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like on the skillet and stuff, but like
Dessert,
most Southern food is in the oven.
Yeah.
No
But-
pizza.
no pizza, no, but you can make pasta, you can make soup. I mean, there's a tons of things that you can make with just I know a ton of people that don't have an oven and they just have a hot plate, you know?
She doesn't get it.
Okay, but that's college living. The rest of my life, I do not want to live on a hot plate.
That's true.
That's fair. I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I would rather drink water.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could
That's
we
a big step for you, Kristen.
Question, if we had just water, could we still use, like, those flavoring stuff?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You'll do that.
Yeah,
What if they had,
fine.
like, flavoring alcohol?
No, see, actually, I would disagree with this. You
Okay.
can't use the little flavorings
That's fine.
because, think about it, the base of coffee is also water. The base of tea is water. So, the base of pretty much
Okay.
a lot of drinks is water, so you can't use the flavors.
Fine,
But
scientist.
coffee is technically could be a food group. So maybe
Coffee is only
Coffee
a food group
beans?
in college.
That's what I'm saying.
Coffee
Coffee
beans?
beans are food group.
Well, if you just eat the bean.
No one just eats the beans.
I do, actually, covered in chocolate.
I'm sorry, I'm out
That's
of here.
vomit times 2.
Coffee covered, chocolate covered coffee beans. You guys never had that espresso
No.
coffee beans.
Never.
In dark chocolate.
Not once.
Gross.
And
Would
you
you-
say you're a coffee lover.
All right, last one here. I like this one. Would you rather have whatever you are thinking appear above your head for everyone to see, or have absolutely everything you do live streamed for anyone to see? And I mean
Oh,
everything.
no,
So
no,
either everything
no.
you're thinking people can see above your head, or anything you do people can always live stream it.
I would choose thought bubble above the head because, number one, it's very easy to tell what I'm thinking. I cannot hide my face. I have no poker face. I can't lie. I'm very obvious when I have an emotion. Like, it just is.
Well, we know from Real or Fake News, yeah. Our Friday game show
Okay.
that we read you so well on.
But it's true. Like, if you've made me mad, you know
Yeah.
that you've made me mad.
Yeah,
So
true.
I mean, people can probably already tell what I'm thinking anyways. So
Yeah.
That's a
thought
good
bubble.
point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going with you. You convinced me. I'm
Yeah.
very much an open book, so I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. Like, yeah, because I could still have privacy just because I'm thinking things. I could still be by myself, nobody's seeing anything.
Right.
I need some private time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No stream. You ain't gonna stream me going potty. You ain't gonna stream me doing other things I don't want you to see.
Oh my goodness.
Thought bubble it is.
Okay, you know what? Y'all also convinced me too. The thought bubble is what I'm gonna stick towards, man. I couldn't do that. That's weird, man. That's just weird. But I'll keep the thought bubble because I'm at my house by myself. You don't know what's going on.
Right?
Could be thinking of food, thinking of
Yeah.
the pizza,
Yeah.
maybe the Peeps and how garbage they are.
Oh, lost me. You
Throwing
lost
some
us.
shade. But coming up on the morning app, we're going to be talking about relationships, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a test if you're a guy out there. It's adrenaline, love on the app.
Where the scissors at?
Where's the tape?
I don't know. You had it. No, I didn't.
Guys, what are you doing?
You said sports rap. We're wrapping up presents for sports teams, right?
No, I meant Sports Rap, the sports talk show on 90.5 WASU that airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 6, where we recap the biggest sports games and news from the week.
What did you say?
Well, what are you rapping?
Oh, I'm just getting Tom Brady to play football. Maybe we can catch this. I'm just wrapping up LeBron's career in Cleveland and sending Isaiah Thomas a no-trade clause.
And I'm getting a choking hazard label for the Indians, Dodgers, and the Falcons. You think Dan Quinn will like this?
Come on, guys, time for actual sports rap.
Falcons, Dodgers.
My name is Maggie Harper, and I host the App 1800, a podcast featuring the current events in Boone that you care about. Listen every Monday at 9 a.m. on 90.5 WASU, after the morning app.
What time is it? I need to get up. I need to go for the show.
It's time for the morning app.
Welcome into the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
How you guys doing this morning? You can listen worldwide at WASUradio.com, live on App TV, or with the iHeartRadio app. Hey, Howie.
Oh, hey, Kristen, how are you? So what's going on? What music you listen to right now?
Man, Howie, I don't know. I can't find any good music anymore.
Well, guess what? I host a show on WASU.
You do?
Yeah, it's called The Rollout. Do you like top 40 music?
Of course I do.
Well, guess what? I have your fix. I have the songs that are coming up on the charts. I have the next breakout artists and the songs you want to hear again and again.
That sounds great. When was it again?
It's going to be Wednesdays at 7 on 90.5 WASU or WASUradio.com.
The Rollout.
Listen to The Rollout every Wednesday at 7 on 90.5 WASU.
What's up, guys? Here on App TV, the A Game is the only place where you can see highlights and updates on everything App State sports. I'm Braxton Critcher.
And I'm Ashley Smith, co-host of the A Game, where each and every Monday at 9 p.m. you can find the best coverage of all your favorite Mountaineer teams and in-depth reporting from the sidelines.
That also includes athlete interviews, a player of the week, and a chance for students to get involved with the Q&A game.
So join us each Monday on App TV for App State's only sports TV show.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
Welcome back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU, and as always, and forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, it's our relationship segment.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Get it, Howie.
I definitely meant to click the other song, but I panicked and clicked the bottom one. So
You know,
I apologize.
you only have to play this one for Molly. Thank you.
There we go. Here it is. Here we go. I'm surprised you didn't say top of the morning to you when you came in.
I was rushed and panicked, and
I'm not surprised.
I'm taking a love language quiz right now, actually.
I love it. I love it. We're going to get into that a little bit. But first, I'm going to be talking about how some girls reveal how they test guys. And this also could apply to girls as well. But this article is specifically mentioning guys. And so this is from the new Whisper app. Has women sharing the secrets that they test guys they are dating. So this can get a little spicy. This is a whole new thread about it. So the first person that said something was, I test guys by doing this. If you ask me to pay, there is no second date. No matter how well it went, I don't want to pay on the first date.
That's the only one I know. That's the only one. I will fail every other test, but I know that one.
You got to pay the first date. Guys,
Yes.
I think guys have to pay the first date.
I'd say
And
the
after
second
that-
date as well.
After that, you can figure it out. But
I think it's whoever asks the person needs to pay. So if the girl asks the guy, she asked him on the first date, she should pay. I mean, I
doesn't
like
happen.
it when the guy pays. I'm not going to lie. Of course you do.
Well, I like it when the girl asks, but does that happen? No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I agree, but I would never ask a guy out on a date. I want a man who has the balls to come up and ask me.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's not gonna work.
Let them know. Look, she's over here. She's letting them know.
Yeah.
You better get up, man. You better do it.
I want
Have
someone
some
who has
confidence.
the courage to come to me. I don't want to have to go to him. That's just, you know.
I like that.
Boys will fail.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I really do. I really think that it should be allowed to go both ways. And, like, yeah, you know, you want the other person to have the courage to, but honestly, I think it's more empowering if you have the courage to go to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we fall short.
Got it. Well, second quote that we have here is, when I really like a guy, I test him by breaking it off. If he fights to keep me, I keep him. If not, I let him go. Rule.
That's psycho.
If I'm not worth fighting for, then you're not worth keeping. As she said.
That's crazy. That's what crazy girls do.
Yeah, I wonder how old she is.
That's terrible.
Sounds like middle school or high school kind
That's
of
terrible.
relationship.
Yeah, that's not a real test that girls will do for you. And if she does, that's crazy, and get out of that relationship.
That's mind games.
Yeah.
That's playing mind games. That's just immature.
We don't have time for games out here. The number 3 quote that we have here is, when I first date a man that I really like, I test to see if he's right for me. I appear vulnerable, weak, emotional, or sad to see how he responds. I want to know I can be a woman around him. So she puts,
again,
I don't know.
Kind of mind games. I think it's good if early on in your relationship you guys naturally go through something where he sees other sides of you, such as your vulnerability, but to actually just put him through that because you want to test him.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of mind gamed again.
Man,
So.
men are set up to fail. We're getting tests left and right. Look what's going on.
It's bait, man. It's bait. We know it.
I think if you're purposely doing stuff to test a guy, it's wrong in general.
Yeah, it means that you don't really trust
I
them,
think
too.
naturally relationships go through tests, and it's not something you are meant to do to each other.
Yeah.
It's just, like you said, naturally, if you go through something and you're crying and you can do that in front of your boyfriend for the first time and you see his reaction, that's a test to see if he really can handle, you know, your personal life and how you react to things.
The only 2 tests that you actually really probably do put a guy through is when he meets your family and when he meets your best friend.
Yes.
And you know that, those come about naturally, but that's still a big deal. That's still a test. Those are people that are very important to you.
Yeah.
And you want him to get along with them. You want him to like them as well, you know. So those are 2 tests that I do, but I mean, those are natural tests that occur as well.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll have one more quote for you. So every time I start dating someone, I do the Barnes & Noble test. If they're willing to browse a bookstore with me for a few hours, then they are a keeper.
My poor boyfriend. I put him through this all the time.
LOL.
I'm like, there's a bookstore. Let's go. And he's like, do you know how many bookstores we've been in? Do you know how many books you own? And I'm like, there's just so many.
There's just so many.
Barnes & Noble isn't bad, though, because they have a toy section. And I go through that toy section like a pro.
To be honest, I believe Barnes & Noble is now out of business.
No.
That's Toys R Us.
I don't think they
Do
are.
not say that.
I don't think they are at all.
Rumor has it.
They're still kicking.
Yeah. Well, talking about love and all that stuff, I'm very curious because I know we've touched on this maybe a little bit, but I want to know each of your love languages. And I have this chart here in front of me that really tells us how your significant other should communicate to you according to what love language is your number 1, actions people should take in order to be in the relationship you're with, and things to avoid according to what your love language is. So I'll list all 5 off, and then if you guys know what's your top 1 or top 2, we'll go from there. 1 is words of affirmation. So someone who's encouraging you consistently and just consistently building you up. Physical touch. Anything nonverbal, holding hands, hugging, intimacy, all that kind of stuff. Receiving gifts, something as simple as a note on your door in the morning or something like that. Quality time, just spending time with the person is really the most important part to you of your relationship. Or acts of service, them helping you out even if you don't need it.
Yeah. For me, I think we were talking about this during the break because I didn't know what a love language was, to be honest. I was like, I don't know what that is. But talking about it, it seems like to me it's service. I feel like I lean more towards that, and also just I'm a really I like to hold hands and stuff type person and chill. So those are my top 2 for sure.
Interesting.
Yes.
We all know that I've been super into these 5 love languages. I mean, I got into the book when I was in high school. I think it's a very interesting topic to, just learn about. I'm definitely quality time, and then my other one is physical touch. Even if my boyfriend and I are at a restaurant, we're sitting across from each other, I make sure that like we're holding hands or even our feet are touching or just in some form or fashion. I like to physically know that he's there. It's
Gross.
really weird. It's not gross.
Vomit
okay?
times 3.
All right, Howie.
Everyone's got to vomit in every single session.
But I noticed like those are mine, but I do notice too that I show love in acts of service.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we all take a little bit of everything that we need.
Yeah. What about you, Josh?
I just took the quiz.
Yeah.
It says I respond to physical touch. I think I took the right quiz. I hope so. Questions were hard.
They were hard.
They were all
I took this quiz
good.
as well. I actually always thought my number 1 love language was physical touch, but after the quiz, my number 1 was quality time, and my second one was physical touch.
I didn't get like first, second, and third, but I think that'd probably be pretty close to my own, I think.
It's very interesting. So let's see, for quality time for me and Kristen, our significant other needs to know to communicate to us in uninterrupted and focused conversations are important, and one-on-one time is critical for us.
But I think that this applies to any relationship because I have noticed if I'm hanging out with somebody one-on-one, I keep my distractions to a minimal. Like I will focus on that person. I'm barely on my phone, and I'm like, okay, let's have us time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, even if it's you're in an actual relationship or a friendship.
Yeah, it's funny. It also tells you things to avoid according to your love language. And for quality time, it says distractions when spending time together or long stints without one-on-one time, which I think is super important for that. For physical touch, things to avoid are physical neglect, long stints without intimacy, and receiving affection coldly. So if someone's literally just giving you a kiss because you want it, and you can tell when
somebody
not
doesn't want to
meaning
kiss you.
it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. For acts of service, things to avoid, making the request of others a higher priority, lacking follow through on tasks big and small. So if someone's like, I want to help you out this week, what can I do? Can I cook you dinner every night while you have an exam on Friday so you have time to study, and they end up not doing what they said they would do,
Right.
is more of a disappointment than not.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's super interesting. And I think it's interesting that you pointed out what you do, the love language that you give to others.
Well, it's supposed to be the same. So it's supposed to be that you receive and you give through quality time.
Really?
From what I read in the book. But, you know, I think that it's super hard to categorize anything.
Yeah.
So you
Because
can pick.
I definitely show acts of service a lot. A
Well,
lot.
whatever your love language is, just don't let it ruin your actual relationship if you're in one, and don't let it keep you from a relationship.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us here on the Morning App. Shout out to our producer, Natalie Broom. She does a great job, and we couldn't do this without her, and we'll be back here on Friday.